Hello and welcome to Tutorial Tuesday. Today we are going to be making a recycle monster. And I have two brown paper bags that I got from the grocery store, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to somehow tape these together or staple them. So what you're going to need for this project is either some glue or hot glue. Tape, any kind of tape that you can find. I'm using packaging tape just because it's clear. You're going to need either some construction paper or like I have some scrap felt here for like eyes and like a mouth and you know, horns or whatever you want to use to make it. So let's start by putting this together, and then we're going to make an opening for the mouth. So just looking at this, I think it'll be easier if we start with the mouth first. And if you look at it, you kind of want to overlap it a little bit, right? So you're just going to look at this and see exactly where it will be feasible to put a mouth. You don't want to really cut it here because you want this to be sturdy, because you're going to be putting this outside after you're done filling it. So we can have the mouth kind of like in the middle. That way the kids can just throw the recycled items in here. And you could also use this as a bag for leaves. So if you have like the big industrial bags that you get from like Home Depot to put grass and leaves in, you can do it with those as well. I'm just using this for inside my house, so I'm just going to go with the two regular sized brown paper bags. So I guess it really doesn't matter where you put your mouth as long as it's in the place that's not going to make everything fall out once you put it there. So I'm just going to make a tiny enough slit so that paper can go in here. So this is what this one's going to be used for, paper. And I'm going to make another one later for plastic. So I'm probably going to start and just draw a little bit of where I kind of want my mouth to be. And maybe I'll put it like right here. It's not really even, but just, I'm not using a ruler for this. I'm kind of freehanding it today, people. So I'm gonna make it wide enough so that stuff can go in here. And then, as you can see, I put tape around. So once I get the mouth cut out, then I can go ahead and stick this top paper bag to this one. And then it'll probably be easier for me to secure it. So if you don't know how to make a hole without, cut this out without tearing the bag too much, just poke a little hole and then cut around the opening. The square you just made for the mouth. And like I said, you can put your mouth wherever you want it to be. This is just where I'm putting mine. And I'm just kind of cutting along so I can have it a little bit even. So now we have our opening cut out. So what I'm going to do is try to attach my two bags together, and then we're just going to go ahead and decorate it. And you may be thinking, this isn't a Halloween project. Well, it could be, because if you put leaves in it, then you can set it on the porch for decoration. Or you can just put paper in it, or whatever you want in it, and it could be part of your Halloween decoration. A simple project, you're not spending a lot of money. It's paper bags you can just pick up from the store that you don't even have to pay for. And you can make a recycle monster over and over and over again. It'll be fun for your kids. It will get them into the mode of wanting to recycle, because now they have something fun to use while they're recycling. And it's a little bit uneven, but you can always adjust. that you get the feel or the look that you're going for. I'm a little obsessive, if you don't already know that about me. So there we go. And now we have our openings. So what I'm going to do now is cut out like some eyes and make like a little crazy mouth down here with the felt that I have. I thought I had some construction paper, but I don't. So if you don't know how to cut out circles for eyes, I'm going to take this and I'm going to use something that I already have that's in a circular shape. So what I did was I cut out some little white circles for the eyes, and how I did that was I used my husband's shot glass here and I just traced it around my felt, and then I used my heat bond. I used the inside and I traced the inside of the circle to get the center part of the eyes. So what I'm going to do now is use a little bit of this black and kind of create some like weird eyelashes or something like that, crazy looking eyelashes, make them kind of uneven. So I'm just going to take the felt and I'm going to kind of curve over a little bit like that, and then and I'm not really using any particular size or shape. I'm just doing something a little crazy. So now that I have one cut out, I'm going to use this shape and I'm going to cut out another one, so I have two. So actually I can just use the shape that I already have here and just kind of, so I know how much of this I used. I'm just going to go ahead and cut another one so I can put this above the eyeball. And make sure I have the same size. Just kind of cut down like that. So now we're going to start just by putting the eyes on. And we're going to take the glue, we're going to put it around, and this should stick really easily because we're putting it on paper. It should stick securely, I mean. Sorry. So I'm going to put one eye right there. And then I'm going to take another one, the other one, and do the same thing. Just make sure you have enough so it sticks. And then put that one right there. So now that I have that on, I'm going to put the black part right on top. And you could put it however you want. You can make it look like the eyes are looking a certain way or whatever, kind of looking at the kids weird so they can put the recycling products in the bag. And our garbage day is on Wednesday, but knowing my family, this thing will get filled up really quickly by tomorrow. So we have our crazy eyes on and we're starting to get our monster. So now I'm going to go ahead and put the little eyebrows on. And just kind of make them look a little crazy. And the same thing with the other eyebrow. And this one's a little uneven, but that's okay. So you could just kind of play with it and see how you want it to go. Or maybe even like that, yeah. And now that we have the eyes going on here, we need some kind of mouth. And maybe even a little nose. So what I'm going to do is look over my little guy for a minute. Then I'll come back and see what else we can do to our Recycle Monster. So what I decided to do was give him a tongue. And how I cut this out was I just took my felt, and since I'm going to make another one of these, I'll cut out another time. I just took my felt here, and as you can see, I kind of use the top part of it. So I'm going to do the same thing. Let me just cut this in half. Okay, so I just folded this in half like this, and then I just kind of curved it a little bit and just kind of cut around like this to get the shape of a tongue. And you can make the tongue as long or as short as you want. I'm gonna make this one just a little bit longer than my first one. And there you have it. It's actually a little bit wider and a little bit longer. And then I took a piece of my black felt and I just simply cut a line, straight line, and that's how I got the center part of the tongue. And when I saw it like this, it was this shape, and I thought maybe that's just a little too thick, so I just went ahead and cut in the center, and that way I got a little bit of a thinner strip. So now what I'm going to do, and if you have too many, you can always save these and use for another project, and if you make a ton of these, you can save it for that. So now I have a few strips if I want to make another recycle monster. So I'm going to take this little strip, because I didn't secure it down on my tongue. I'm just going to put a little bit of hot glue on it. That way it's going to be secure here before I go ahead and put it on our little monster there. So I'm just using a thin layer of hot glue so I can get this to stay down. And you, like I said, you can use whatever colors you want. If you're going to use this as a Halloween decoration, you can use your oranges and your blacks and your greens, or whatever color that's going to match your Halloween decor. I am actually going to use a couple of these to put outside on the porch. And just kind of play around and see where you want the placement to go. And I think that's a decent spot right there. So go ahead and put your hot glue on it, or your regular glue, whatever you're using. And I actually need another glue stick for this. Should have been prepared. Okay. And a great way to reuse these is if you're using like plastic or paper and the bags don't get soiled, you can go ahead and just put this in your regular recycle bin, dump the stuff out, and reuse it. So you're kind of recycling two ways. So there you go. If you're not doing anything else to your recycle monster, you're done. I'm not really sure if I'm going to do anything else to our little guy here. Maybe I'll make him a nose, maybe I won't. I don't know yet. But if you're not doing anything else, what you can do now is take a Sharpie or any kind of marker and put on the bag, say something like I eat plastic or I eat paper or something like that, and so your kids know what exactly is going to go in here. And if you're using it outdoors for like the leaves or the grass, you can simply put I eat grass or I eat leaves or whatever else you want to put in there. So that's all. So I'm making another monster for plastic, so I just wanted to show you that. And this one's a little bit different. I did his eyes a little bit differently, and I'm actually going to do him with a red little smile here. So this bag, I don't know why it gave me such a hard time putting on, but it did. And I'm just going to hot glue this little smile. And if you want to make your monster look a little evil, you could just take like the eyebrows, I can never say that word right, and just kind of point them in so he looks a little evil. But our little monsters are going to be nice recycle monsters. So now I have one for plastic and I have one for paper, and they're both different. So there, now we're done, and we will see you next Tutorial Tuesday.